Batman R.I.P. presents a complex, challenging, and enriching narrative. A key element of its appeal as a Batman story lies in its multiple layers and meanings, coupled with clever narrative techniques and a plethora of creative scenes and concepts, all woven together by the authorship of Grant Morrison. However, it does not stand alone as a singular work. To fully appreciate Batman R.I.P., it's essential to have explored the following comics: Batman the Black Casebook, Batman and Son, and Batman the Black Glove. Approaching Batman R.I.P. without this background may lead to confusion, as it isn't designed for standalone reading. Morrison's work in this arc tends to polarize its audience. You'll either find it brilliant, fascinating, and legend-filled, or convoluted, off-putting, and impossible to follow. Give me your thoughts on it in the comments section below. Immediately, Morrison sets the stage with a quintessential Batman scenario: a confrontation between Batman and the Joker, alone in a room. Batman discerns a theme of life and death in the room's black and red decor, reflecting the jest and its climax. He suspects the Joker of hinting that a new threat is pursuing him, one that might even surpass the Joker's own menace. The Joker clarifies that it's not an individual, but rather a dangerous group intent on inflicting lasting harm on Batman. In a symbolic gesture, the Joker presents a sequence of cards: a red 8, a black ace, followed by another red 8 and black ace. This sequence is the Joker's cryptic response to Batman's inquiry about the identity of the Black Glove. Decode it using the 8th and 1st letters of the alphabet to spell ha-ha. Thus, the story unfolds. The narrative swiftly transitions to a scene of a silhouetted Batman and Robin coming towards you yelling, "You're wrong! Batman and Robin will never die!" Is that Dick Grayson donning the mantle of Batman? The scene shifts back 6 months to a horse-drawn carriage, arriving at a grand mansion owned by Dr. Hurt. A figure resembling the Hunchback of Notre Dame steps out and enters Hurt's home. This figure is identified as Monsieur Le Bossu. Upon his arrival, Le Bossu announces that he has just committed a murder at the doorstep of Dr. Hurt. Dr. Hurt assures that the medical records of the deceased are being altered to show a long-standing battle with paranoid schizophrenia. He mentions that a suicide note will be crafted and placed beside the body. Hurt confirms that any witnesses will either be bribed or eliminated, asserting that there is no cause for concern. He states confidently that they operate at the highest echelons of discretion. Dr. Hurt then confirms to Le Bossu that all rumors about the Black Glove are indeed true. He invites Le Bossu to join him at the table for the dance macabre, where 6 other figures in costume are already seated. The scene shifts to a low-level criminal in a taxi, costumed as a green bird, holding a family hostage. The criminal, driving erratically, loudly dreams of rising to prominence in the criminal world. Amidst his tirade, the young boy in the backseat looking out the back window coolly remarks, "Dude, you are so dead." Suddenly, the Batmobile makes a dramatic entrance. Batman comments to Robin that the new Batmobile doesn't quite meet his expectations. Robin, however, is thoroughly impressed and cautions Batman to take things slow, reminding him of his recent 4-minute death in the previous story arc. The pursuit ends swiftly as they ram the taxi, bringing it to a halt. The criminal flees but is quickly subdued by Batman. Returning to the Batcave, Robin remarks to Alfred that it appears only amateur criminals are left in Gotham, the kind easily handled by the police. Meanwhile, Batman enters Wayne Manor, removing his mask, gloves, and shirt as he walks up the stairs and down the hallway. He then goes into his room where he begins to passionately kiss Jezebel, aka Jet. The scene switches to Robin and Alfred in the Batcave, discussing concerns about Batman's mental well-being following his experiences in Nanda Parbat, Thogal. Here we learn that Batman endured a grueling ordeal, spending 49 days in a cave, 10 days in total isolation, and suffered a mental breakdown for 2 weeks, which resembled a near-death experience. Robin expresses his concerns, noting that Batman narrowly escaped death and now seems consumed by the notion of the Black Glove, prompting doubts about Batman's well-being. Alfred reassures him that Bruce has always aimed for the pinnacle of physical and mental excellence. He believes Bruce has a definitive concept of perfection he is tirelessly pursuing, suggesting there's no cause for alarm. Alfred then inquires about the real issue troubling Robin. Tim's main concern revolves around whether Bruce has undergone a paternity test to confirm Damian's lineage. Alfred reveals that Bruce bound him to secrecy, intending to share the results with Tim personally at an appropriate moment. Tim feels frustrated that both Alfred and Bruce are aware of the results, but have kept him in the dark, leading him to conclude that Damian must indeed be Bruce's son. The scene shifts to Bruce and Jet at the graves of Bruce's parents. Jet mentions she must leave soon and queries Bruce about his plans once she departs. Bruce mentions that although Gotham has been calm, he is piecing together clues about a significant threat. Jet reveals she and Bruce have been invited to a lavish event hosted by the Black Glove, known for their extravagant and secretive gatherings, themed Dance Macabre. The narrative transitions to Arkham Asylum, where blood ominously flows down the entrance steps. Inside Arkham, a massacre has occurred. A news broadcast reveals that the Joker parvovirus, a deadly airborne pathogen, has claimed millions of lives across the continent. The Joker is seen standing with 2 razor blades in his hands, while Robin, Nightwing, and Commissioner Gordon are seated next to him, their throats cut. Written in blood on the wall are the words, "Put on a happy face," accompanied by a smiley face. We shift away from Joker's dark reverie to a scene where a doctor prompts Joker to describe what he sees in an inkblot. Joker says another pretty flower. The doctor suggests adopting a new approach. Revealing himself as Labasu, the doctor informs Joker that within the 15 seconds before the power returns, he comes as a messenger from the Black Glove, extending an invitation to the Batman's Dance of Death. Labasu assures Joker that they will be in touch. Afterwards, Joker is shown whispering to himself, "Another pretty flower." Days later, during a confrontation, Batman battles one of Basu's gargoyle-like minions, who covertly injects him with Librium. Accompanied by Commissioner Gordon, Batman interrogates the minion about his affiliations and the identity of the Black Glove. Gordon expresses skepticism about Batman's theories concerning the Black Glove and a clandestine criminal mastermind, mentioning that a search in their database only yielded an old movie titled The Black Glove. Next, we find Batman in the Batcave, examining promotional material for the Black Glove movie, instructing Alfred to further investigate it. The film depicts 2 innocent lovers being ruined by a group of wealthy gamblers. Meanwhile, Dr. Hurt briefs his team on their gradual plan to dismantle Batman. He notes that the Librium-laced cut should render Batman vulnerable to a specific trigger phrase embedded in his psyche years earlier, anticipating the imminent activation of this mental trap. Later, Bruce unveils the Batcave to Jezebel. She mentions her attempts to unearth details about the Black Glove were futile due to their extreme wealth and secrecy. She suggests attending the Black Glove's event to gather more insights. Batman, however, suspects the event is a setup, given his recent encounters with the Black Glove. Confronted with the reality that billionaire John Mayhew and the Black Glove have attempted to kill him, he perceives their actions as a cautionary move and advises Jezebel to distance herself from him until the threat subsides. Elsewhere, Jim Gordon is confronted by the mayor of Gotham, who claims to have uncovered a disturbing secret about Thomas and Martha Wayne. A dossier leaked to the Gazette news desk states that Thomas was a foul-mouthed, depraved drug addict who had their daughter murdered and faked his own death. It also asserts that Alfred was an actor and is possibly the father of Bruce. The mayor says he is prepared to publicize this revelation. Returning to the Batcave, Jet observes that Bruce's alter ego as Batman is a manifestation of a young boy reacting to his parents' death. She expresses deep sympathy for Bruce. Batman acknowledges that the Batcave might project a grim image, but he suspects that the Black Glove knows him intimately, including pinpointing his moments of greatest vulnerability. He theorizes that they might even manipulate Jet against him. Jet speculates that the Black Glove might be someone who resents Batman because his own life was forfeited in a way that allowed Batman to emerge. She even questions if the Black Glove could be Bruce himself. Bruce attempts to discern patterns on the Batcomputer screen, but he only sees static. Jet, initially, sees images resembling graffiti or gibberish. When Bruce asks her what it displays, she replies with Zur-En-Arrh. At that moment, Bruce's mind collapses, and he urgently tells Jet to leave as Hurt's henchmen invade the Batcave. Upon returning from a movie night, Alfred is brutally attacked with clubs by Basu and Hurt's henchmen. A comic panel depicts Bruce undergoing a mental hallucination. This is followed by another panel showing him charging through a hellish landscape towards gargoyles. Batman contemplates how to preserve his sanity while adopting the thought processes of the sinister entities he battles. Bruce is later revived and assisted by Honor Jackson, a homeless drug addict whom he had previously rescued as Batman. Hurt pays Bruce a visit, and it is evident that Bruce is hallucinating. It is revealed that Hurt has administered a mix of street heroin and weapons-grade crystal meth to Bruce, subsequently abandoning him on the streets without his memories. The Club of Villains is dispatched to eliminate Batman's allies. During an attack, Robin narrowly escapes Piero Lunaire and Swagman while engrossed in the Black Casebook. Meanwhile, Nightwing is apprehended by Scorpiana and taken to Arkham Asylum, where Labasu confines him. Bruce and Honor roam the city, with Honor seeking drugs, as Bruce gradually regains his sense of self. Honor gifts Bruce a malfunctioning radio he names the Bat Radio, advises him to seek out drug dealer Lone Eye Lincoln, and then vanishes. When Bruce finds Lincoln in Crime Alley, Lincoln reveals that Honor had died of an overdose the day before, leaving Bruce in shocked and utter disbelief. Hurt, donned in a legacy Batman costume, proclaims the Batcave as their new headquarters, planning to subdue Gotham. Beside him stands a gravely injured Alfred, as Hurt toasts to the fall of the Dark Knight, believing they are now unstoppable. Aware that his mental state is compromised, Bruce crafts a vividly colored new costume for himself. Declaring himself as the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh, a version of Batman in his mind where Bruce does not exist, he is suddenly joined by Batmite. Pausing here as another impressive panel depicts Batman in flight. In a confrontation, Batman extracts a confession from one of Hurt's minions, learning that it's Bossu who is orchestrating local recruitments. The scene shifts to Batman perched on two gargoyles, engaging in a conversation with them and questioning Batmite about his own sanity. He interprets the gargoyles as embodiments of Gotham City, assisting him in his investigative efforts. Batmite warns Batman that their adversaries are aware of their rooftop presence and suggests it would be prudent to address the scar on his back and the tracking device embedded in his tooth. As the villains reach the rooftop, Batman forcibly removes the tracking device from his tooth using a knife. He then springs into action against the assailants. Afterwards, Batmite clarifies that Hurt utilized Zur-En-Arrh as a trigger to incapacitate Batman, prompting Batman to forge the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh persona as a defensive mechanism. Again, this alternate identity excludes Bruce Wayne, allowing Batman to operate without personal distractions. In the meantime, Robin manages to elude Swagman and informs Knight and Squire of Batman's predicament. Simultaneously, Gordon arrives at Wayne Manor, only to walk into an ambush orchestrated by the Black Glove. Batman subdues Charlie Caligula and proceeds to extract information regarding the Black Glove. Being aware that Charlie has been apprehended by Batman and probably telling him everything, Hertz proclaims he'll only need a few hours to prepare Arkham Asylum for the final act. He also confronts Alfred, falsely claiming he is Thomas Wayne, and accuses Alfred of secretly fathering Bruce with Martha. Elsewhere, Labasu assaults Jeremiah Arkham and seizes control of Arkham Asylum, planning to host the dance macabre there. Jezebel is forcibly brought inside, and the Joker is notified of Batman's impending arrival. We see Joker preparing for his upcoming fight with Batman. Another panel readies the reader for the imminent confrontation between Batman and the Joker. Representing the Black Glove, Hurt greets an assembly of the world's elite, inviting them to partake in a perilous game involving human lives. He proclaims that it's a long-standing tradition for them to wager on life-and-death games, and tonight promises to be a monumental occasion as it features the battle between the unbroken yet beleaguered hero, Batman, and his formidable arch-enemy, the Joker. Bossu releases the Joker from his confinement, and Joker initiates a spree of chaos by killing El Sombrero, a guest of the Black Glove. At Arkham, Batmite provides crucial guidance to Batman as he approaches the asylum's main entrance. As Batman attempts entry into Arkham, Batmite explains that he cannot follow inside, as he represents the dwindling voice of Bruce's reason, which cannot pass through those doors. Upon Joker's arrival, Hurt outlines their sinister plans for Batman at midnight, capturing Joker's interest. Hurt boldly refers to Joker as his servant, a slight that Joker's expression suggests he won't easily forgive. In the meantime, Gordon is extricated from Wayne Manor by Damian and Talia al Ghul, who are in search of Batman. Batman battles through various minions as he makes his way to the Joker, who mocks him through the asylum's intercom. Batman shouts that he's decoded the red and black motif, but Joker reveals that the real joke is the non-existence of any such pattern. He confronts Joker, urgently demanding to see Jezebel. However, Joker is infuriated more by Batman having shot him, a reference to an earlier event in another issue. Their clash intensifies as Joker ridicules Batman's attempts to rationalize his insanity, noting his own evolution into even greater brutality. Bruce removes his mask and glimpses Jezebel through a window, on the verge of being poisoned. She calls out for Bruce, but his reply is that he is not Bruce. He is Batman, the Batman of Zur-En-Arrh. Armed with his knife, he smashes through the window to save Jet, falling into a poisonous trap set by Hurt. Joker and Hurt delight in watching Batman struggle against the lethal effects of the neural toxins emanating from the red and black petals he touches. As Batman falters under the influence of the poison, Jezebel dons a black glove and reveals her affiliation with the sinister elitists. During a flashback, Batman recalls the Thogel ritual, which enabled him to formulate his secondary persona and uncover the schemes of the Black Glove. a ninja warns Bruce that his drink has been spiked and that he has less than 2 minutes to survive. He is reminded that the Thogel experience was merely a practice run for this crisis. Elsewhere, Robin finds himself trapped by Pierrot and Swagman. Just then, Knight and Squire, alongside the Club of Heroes, intervene to save him. Batman regains consciousness confined in a straitjacket, trapped inside a coffin as planned by Hurt. Returning to the Thogel event, it's revealed that Bruce cleverly switched the cups, avoiding the poison. Jezebel and the other villains gather above Batman's supposed grave, remarking that the oxygen in the coffin will deplete in 30 minutes, after which Batman will suffer irreversible brain damage. Joker, knowing Batman better than the Black Glove, hedges a bet that Batman crawls out of his grave and hunts each Black Glove member down like dogs. He then proceeds to ask them if they examined the Bat-Radia Batman left behind. They're shocked to discover Batman has reconfigured it to seize control of Arkham's security systems. Just as Basu prepares to lobotomize the unconscious Nightwing, Nightwing awakens and subdues the villains by locking them inside the room. Batman explains his choice to undergo Thogel, seeking to confront death itself and prepare for all possibilities. He instructs the one who poisoned him to warn his master that time is short, as Bruce is now on his trail. Batman effortlessly frees himself from the straitjacket, declaring his mastery over any trap. He describes how he can regulate his breathing and metabolism to stave off panic and preserve oxygen. However, he admits that lifting a coffin lid under 600 pounds of soil is a grueling challenge, yet not beyond his capabilities. Proving why he is indeed Batman, he bursts through the coffin and surfaces from the soil. Joker informs the Black Glove that Batman has strategically turned the tables on them. Leaving a Joker card in Hurt's pocket, Joker exits with a stern warning never to refer to him as a servant. The elite gamblers panic, desperate to escape Arkham Asylum. They hear a sound, and Hurt explains that it's the security system locking down, admitting Arkham Asylum is no longer under our control. Batman confronts the Black Glove, with Jet telling Bruce he is powerless and orders her henchmen to attack him. Batman quickly neutralizes them. More henchmen surge towards Batman, but he dispatches them as well. He reveals his long-standing suspicion of Jet and her schemes, playing along to uncover her intentions. Despite her claims that he will never trust another woman, he retorts that his feelings were never genuine, crediting Alfred's acting lessons for his convincing performance. Additional henchmen converge to attack Batman, but Nightwing intervenes, joining the battle. Batman reflects on the situation, realizing he was aware of the attack, but could only speculate on its unfolding, trusting his preparation and relying on his allies to back him up. Joker makes his getaway in an ambulance, but Damian, accompanied by Alfred, chases him down in the Batmobile and forces him off the road. Batman pursues Hurt to the rooftop of Arkham, where Hurt attempts to persuade Bruce that he is his father, Dr. Thomas Wayne, and asserts that Bruce was meant to die the night his mother did. Hurt tries to coerce Batman into aligning with and serving the Black Glove. Bruce rejects the offer, and Hurt flees in a helicopter piloted by the Bat-Devil. Bruce leaps onto the helicopter and punches through its windshield, causing it to explode and plummet into the river. Afterwards, Nightwing is seen on the roof of Arkham, overlooking the crash scene, holding Batman's cowl. Remember, earlier in the video, we saw a silhouette of Batman and Robin with Batman declaring that Batman and Robin will never die. Days later, Jezebel departs Gotham, but her flight is taken down by Talia's Man-Bat commandos. 6 months later, to his shock, Basu, the last free member of the Black Glove, is apprehended by Batman. Basu manages only one word to describe what Batman has done: impossible. The narrative concludes with Bruce reminiscing about leaving the Monarch Theater after watching The Mark of Zorro on the night his parents were killed. He admired Zorro, yet his father remarked, "They'd probably throw someone like Zorro in Arkham."